The Mangaung Commission hears testimony from Senzo Mchunu. Caiphus Nyoka's family finally gets justice after almost 40 years of questions, and the South African economy has grown slightly. Hello there, I'm Sifiso Zulu.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
Suspended Police Minister Senzo Mchunu has had his day before the Mangaung inquiry that's investigating allegations of police corruption and interference in the country's criminal justice system. President Cyril Ramaphosa granted Mchunu leave of absence earlier this year following accusations of having ties to underworld figures. Mchunu denied the allegations against him when he appeared before Parliament's ad hoc committee that's also tasked with investigating the same allegations.
Suspended Police Minister Senzo Mchunu stuck to his guns, echoing much of what he told Parliament's ad hoc committee. He believes the PKTT was not a permanent structure and was duplicating the work of the murder and robbery unit.
Now, the initial mandate of the NPKTT was actually for 6 months, not 6 years. 6 months.
He claims the task team was irregular in terms of the Public Finance Management Act, in that regular assessments of their performance was not submitted since 2022.
Budget had to be found from other programs, even during extensions to fund it. It had to be subjected to regular assessments, and costs had to be calculated each time there would be an extension.
Mchunu will return to the Commission on Thursday and Friday, where he will undergo cross-examination. Arun Singh, Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, former Ekurhuleni City Manager Mashazi has wrapped up her testimony by conceding that she failed to act against the Metro's Police Chief Isaac Mappiaye. Mashazi says she sat on the panel to appoint Mappiaye to his position in 2020. But despite having allegedly received numerous complaints of sexual harassment and abuse by EMPD female officers against Mappiaye, Mashazi claims she never made the panelists aware about such allegations.
I failed to discipline Chief of Police in terms of council processes and the code of conduct for senior managers. I also accept the fact that I failed to play an oversight role on him as an HOD.
2 apartheid police officers have been arrested for the murder of student leader Caiphus Nyoka. Leon van der Berg, Ibrahim Engelbrecht and Peter Stander have been standing trial for the 1987 murder. But the High Court in Johannesburg acquitted van der Berg, finding that the state failed to prove its case against him beyond a reasonable doubt. Nyoka was murdered in his Davidson home in 1987.
On the accepted evidence, the court finds that the assailants entered Mr. Nyoka's room not to effect an arrest, but assassinate him. When the deceased was shot, he posed no threat to any of the policemen who entered the room. 90.4. Accused number 2 is found guilty of the crime of murder. The court finds that even though he did not shoot Mr. Nyoka, he gave the instruction that Mr. Nyoka should be killed. 90.5. Accused number 3, Mr. Stander, is convicted of murder. The court finds that he was one of the shooters who fired shots at the deceased, which caused the deceased's death.
2 years since a decision to cancel the contract of the private running of the Mangaung Correctional Centre, Minister Pieter Groenewald says he will now allow the arrangement to expire naturally. He informed Parliament's Portfolio Committee that litigation to go prematurely to terminate the contract has become too costly to pursue with just 7 months remaining. Parliament has on more than one occasion instructed the department to cancel the arrangement with security company G4S, sparked by the elaborate escape of convicted murderer Thabo Bester in 2020. The Mangaung and Kutumana Sintumule correctional centres are the only 2 privately run prisons in the country.
I think the best option for DCS as well as the taxpayers is that the contract runs out and it has a natural death.
And mining, agriculture, forestry and fishing have boosted the South African economy in the 3rd quarter. Stats SA released the GDP, which is in line with market expectations, showing a 0.5% increase.
I think it's important if the growth in an economy is widespread rather than only driven by, let's say, 2 industries, because then it would point to a situation where the economy is over-reliant on, for example, just agriculture, and we know the weather can change.
That's it from us today. Thank you for watching. For more, you can go to the EWN app or the Prime Media Plus app.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.